All right, so let's see. I've got the 7th scale infraction. I got the 7th scale FSR model DT. I don't have an 8th scale on-road car. I got a fix for that though. Keep watching, you'll find out what it is. We'll have some fun. Oh, and by the way, it's gonna be a little bit different than a normal unboxing and build. Welcome back everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Al, thank you for joining me today. Today is going to start off with a build. So the unboxing part of it is showing what comes in the box, which is I'm getting ready to start right now, which is I've got to make a side skirt and a splitter for the vehicle. I do plan on using this on the on-road, but first, once I build this, I'm going to make sure that everything's working fine. And how that's going to work, I'm going to bring you guys over here, show you the parts, everything I need to make this side skirt, the side panels, and the splitter, and the tools I'm going to use for it as well. So this is what we're going to use. HoBao Hyper GTLe. Some people say it's a GTB, but it's been redesignated as a GTLe. Long extended chassis. I guess that's what it means. But yeah, this is what we're going to use. No sound. I'm going to try to dub it because above hollering or children running and playing around. So yeah, you're just going to see I'm going to try to talk you through what's going on, all right? Other than that, we're going to come back and then we're going to show you exactly what I need to make the side panels and the splitters. So just to get in the box, you get your instructor manual to include some stickers. You get your wing to include some odds and ends for the body. Get your low profile tires with foam inserts. Then you get your light kit that you can install LEDs in. And then you get the body, the clear body, to include the chassis, which is a roller. It's a T6 6065 chassis. So, all right, so this is what we're going to need. We're going to need what we call a Kydex. I used this when I was in the federal services, the law enforcement officer. Kydex is a thermoforming sheet. This is the package of 8. I'm going to use 2 sheets out of here. I'm going to need some cutting blades. I'm going to need a Countersink set, and I'm going to need 7/64 drill bit. And I'm going to need the frame of the car, and we're going to use a red magic marker. That way I can see everything. So this is how it's going to work first. I'm going to do the front splitter first, using a thermal sheet, and then we're going to do the side panels and show you how I do that, all right? Yeah, I don't think this is going to be an easy process, but we'll give it a shot. All right, so I want to make sure I got the same amount of distance. I'm level with these 2 screws in the back corner of the sheet. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that or not, but I want to be right about there. Flush, the sheet flush with the outer portion of the wheel stubs, an outline, red magic marker. And then I'm going to retrace it again with a thicker magic marker to make sure that the outline is visible. All right, so what I did is took the body, put it on top, traced it out where I want the splitter to come out at. All right, so there's 8 screws you got to remove. You got to remove the 4 that connects to the shock tower, 2 that are here, and these 2 here. Once that's got the screws out, you can just lift that up. Shock is off, but you don't really need to take shocks off. Once you loosen that, you take those screws out, loosen that screws, this whole thing just pops out. And this is where you need to actually figure out how to mark your hole for the drill for your screws to actually mount the splitter tubes. I'm going to use liquid mask. Once it dries up, it has a certain color, so you find your own way how to mark it. There's my markings. I'll come back with a marker, put exactly part where I need it to be at. All right, once I've got that marked out, everyone, and I know where the holes are going to be at, now we're going to do the same thing for the side panels, all right? Again, I want to make sure I have the same amount of space from here to here. I want to line the back wheels, lug nuts or lugs, make it even so it's level with this, so that way I know, for me, I have a reference point. I want to take a measurement from this screw to the edge of here on both sides to make sure they're both the same width. 6.7. 26.7. So we're in the same spot now. Now we're gonna mark. Yeah, a little mistake here, but again, in basic, as long as when I mar outside the line, I can always sand it down to where it meets the edge of the line. Now you gotta figure out how you're gonna actually put your holes in. It's a forgiving material. Once you heat it up, it hardens. You can heat it up, reharden it, reshape it. And that's the reason why I like to use the Kydex. All right, so again, I want to keep everything on outside, so I want to cut the metal out here. So I'm going to lightly pressure it, because I want the blade to stay in the score line, and not create another. I try not to lift the blade, but I try to follow the score line. So that's how that works. Let me finish this. All right, once I've got that marked out, everyone, and I know where the holes are going to be at, what I'm gonna do now is score this. One, I'm gonna score it right along here. Follow this line here. And the same thing here. Also, I'm gonna score it up here, right along here, right along here. And there we go. So now I want to score these more, snap it. All right, now that we got everything scored, we got everything marked out, we got everything hole punched, now it's time to drill and then countersink. So that's what we're getting ready to do. So since this is going to be the top portion, you want to drill underneath until it's the top portion because you got your marking up there. I'm using a variable drill. Once I drill my 4 holes, I'm going to do the countersink. I'm doing all of them. 1, 2. Do the countersink in the back, just enough so everything lays flat. If you guys thinking this is a one-day process, it is not. No rough edges, which is good. No snags. Oh, right there. We got that done. I'm gonna do the side panels off camera and bring you back. All right, now everything's countersunk. One thing I forgot to tell you or mention when I was doing the countersunk and scoring everything was that you need to make sure you have your measurement from your rear tire and your front tires so that it doesn't touch when the front tire's radius turns, and you make sure you have enough space in here for in case something happens, the rear tire doesn't rub up against it. And so what I did was I took a measurement from the center here to the outer edge of the tire on both of them. 48.6, 48.6. The next thing I did, once I had this up here, I've got to shave this down. And that's the good thing about this. You can shave what you need to shave down. And so that's where, right there, where it'll be 48.6 where the tire would rub at. And so I'm gonna take it out to 51 and some change, so I have the space. Then I cut the other one out first, before I even talked about that. With everything cut out, this is the space you have. Line the holes up, there you go. So that's what you have there as far as what it should look like when you're done. All right, you got enough room for the tire to turn, front tire to turn without hitting it. You have enough room for the back tire in case something hits it, push it forward, then it's not going to touch it. What I'm going to use to mount this is 3x8mm screws. Bottom on there, it is angled here. So this is going to be angled down. That's why we're going to use the heat gun to try to flatten this out to a point where it's sitting flush, like this. That way you can mold this down in there flush. Same thing over there. This up so I can let it flat, flush, mold it to how it's supposed to fit in here and up here. Yeah, I am going to put a side guard here that tall so I can Velcro the body to it so that it doesn't flap around in the wind. But if you notice how this is sticking up, I want it to lay flat as possible. And we'll talk about how much heat you're going to need. Right now, what I'm going to do is heat the side panels up. Because again, if you haven't noticed, they're up like wings. So yeah, I'm gonna have to mold this and mold it down so it sits flush here and here, so it doesn't catch any wind or catch anything on the ground. So my light tools is default settings at 200 degrees Celsius. All right, see, I'm gonna take it up to 360, 380. Anything higher than 400, it's gonna warp the Kydex quickly, and you're gonna have to work real fast to get what you want molded. But since I know that I've worked with it before and I know that I can take it up to 360, 370 and slowly work everything in, When you don't get it too hot, you don't really need gloves, but I would recommend using gloves just for the simple purpose that once you start heating this up, it is going to get hot. And if you notice, I'm not staying in one spot. I'm using the heat. I'm a little close to it, but I'm using the heat to actually warm everything up. See, it's starting to form already. Once you got it there, let it sit there for a second so it cools down. You do the same thing up here first. I'm only gonna do this one side on camera, guys. I do the other side off camera, and then show you the side panel to put for the Velcro. Take this and bring it up this way. I'm going to use the heat gun and go across here, right below the screw holes, and start pushing up. Ever so lightly. I don't have a 3D printer. If I did, I'd print one out, that's for sure. Handcrafting here is fine for me. Once you got it where you think it should be at, hold there for a few seconds, cool off. And if it's going further in the opposite direction what you want, you can use the heat again to bring it down to where you want it at. Let me flip it over to see if I got it exactly. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Let my heat there. Have it as flat as I needed to have. Yes, I do. That is a work of art. A little bit more heat, bring this up some more so it sits flush. Good for government work. Add heat to it everyone afterwards and harden up. All right, so here's the last piece of me getting this completely done. This is gonna be the side rails to hold the body on with Velcro. Cut this to 1.53 inches. I'm gonna bend it in half to put Velcro on top and then glue this with super glue on the bottom. Boosted the light tool heat gun up to 370 just to get it a little quicker. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have it marked right there and there, my bend line. I'm gonna use this piece of wood, flattest thing I have, to actually bend it. Take your time. It's a vehicle that you plan on doing a personal touch to, especially if something you can't find or you want to try to make yourself. Take your time on it, everyone. And whatever you do, don't try to force it, because if you do, because it's heating and cooling, it's hardening at the same time, it might start cracking on you. Start bending that side piece, mold it how I want it. Once I stick it on here, I can work it some more. I'm just trying to hold the body to the chassis as close as possible without it flapping around. Another thing I forgot to say, if you plan on doing this method here, if you guys decide to do something like this, measure from the closest portion on the inside of the body to your side plate. For me, that was the distance from the body to where I have my markings at is at 6.3 millimeters, and it got smaller down here because the body's further inside the chassis, further out, and it gets further in here. So you don't want to have this all even, then all of a sudden you put it up against the Velcro and all of a sudden that body's pushed in. You want to try to keep the body as flat to this as possible. Just cover up the body, bottom of it, some sandpaper. Not digging deep, just enough so that super glue has something to hold on to. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the back side of that line there. You can feel the roughness there, hear it. Because what I don't want to happen is when I put it on there and start applying pressure, I don't want it to squirt out on the sides and the front or on the back end, so that way I'm squishing out everywhere. And hold it there for a few seconds. All right, so I am done now. Again, take your time heating everything up. Once you got it formed, heat the entire thing up. That way it hardens and stays just like how you have it, and you should be good to go. All right, so let me throw the electronics in here, throw the tires on here. When we get outside, I'll show you the body and everything else I've done with it. All right, I'm going to try to refrain myself from this shakedown run and not do anything crazy, just to make sure that this whole thing is working like it's supposed to. And she does not lift up like I think she's going to. So yeah, and I am using the RCX8 from Radio Link. So yeah, let's hope everything works fine. I am going to get a speed test, but nothing like full blast, full all out. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust the ride height on this because she will drag. I'm going to have to raise the body up. Yeah. Definitely going to have to adjust the ride height. Half throttle. And with half throttle. No lifting. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely going to adjust the ride height on this thing. Ooh, okay, let's see. That was half throttle, so let's go ahead and get the SkyRC GPS up there. See it working. All right, here we go. Half throttle, see what happens. Hopefully it stays on the ground. Success. Nothing more. We're not doing 8S today. Again, this is just a shakedown run. Like I said again, I know there's some things that I have to. Have to get done with it, and that is change the body mount, half throttle. So far she's not lifting up, so here we go. Again, shakedown run, nothing more. I almost bit the big one on that one. Well, that should be it for now. It didn't lift up. Yeah, have to adjust the right height on that. When she stops, she's hitting dirt. Right, track, start. Here we go. 2 passes, and we should be good. Is there a car coming? Okay. She's rolling real smooth though. Got my grandson out here doing car spot for me right now. Stop. Breathe. 63 miles an hour, half throttle. Okay, one more time. Make sure she doesn't lift up. Okay, start. Stop. Breathe. 0 miles an hour. track, start. Alright. Do I got a car coming? Alright, here she come. Oh yeah, I definitely got to adjust the ride height on that. Yeah, that front end's dragging hard. I don't even hit the brakes. What do you get on that? What you think we got? Huh? What do you think we got speed-wise? Stop.
Maybe 75?
Okay, if it's 75, we got some serious issues here. 62. 62 miles an hour. All right, I'm good with that. And again, that's half throttle.
So what's next? Got me leveling up, I'm obsessed. I bring the fire like I'm possessed. My personnel and my clique is the best. There ain't no contest. There ain't no one like, cause are you dumb or you crazy? There's no way, G. My clique be handling biz while you and your clique is back full crazy. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, this don't faze me. I got my box, you can't play me. Money in the tax box, I can pay. No contest.
I would say that's a good test run. For my shakedown run. Again, we gotta do some adjustments on ride height. And I think I'm gonna be done. I don't want to tear the tires up too much. But yeah, that's a good shakedown run here. I think. Everyone, what do you think? A few things I gotta do. I have to do. One, ride height as far as shocks. I've got to either limit the shocks from drooping all the way down or put some spaces in between the shocks so that when I hit the brakes, it doesn't drop all the way down and start scratching. So that's one. Two, body posts. I got to adjust the left one. This one here, make sure that the body sits correctly. And let's look at the tires. Oh man, not really bad. Tires lasted pretty good. Yeah, so that's my shakedown run, everyone. Let me know what you think about the HoBao GTB or GTLe as it's so designated now. I think it's pretty awesome. And again, that was 50%, 63 miles an hour. Yeah. This is my street basher. Next time I do this, I'll take it to the parking lot, my commuter lot, throw those other tires on there. I forgot what they call them. All rubber tires, and have some fun hooning around. Alright, everyone, so you know the deal. Watch one of these videos up here. Let me know what you think. Comments. Some upgrades are more coming. Lights are going to come in for the front, for the very front. Make sure I can see it from a distance when I do a speed run with it, official speed run, and then the back. Oh, if you guys haven't noticed, in the back, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, right here, SpareTime. It just says SpareTime. Hopefully the lights will show it up, and you know, everything will work out. All right, everyone, so yeah, or just watch one of these two videos here. That's all I'm asking you to do, okay? Me and HoBao GTLe, we're out. I got my 1/8 scale streetcar basher. Oh yeah. And them tires holding up pretty good. All right, everyone, we're out.
You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, you can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid.